Hello, welcome to this Women's Day class. Sorry, camera went weird there. I'm going to the back here and read a little bit what I prepared. This class, of course, is for you, beautiful, strong, wild-hearted women. And I'll explain a little bit what I mean by wild-hearted. So before we start, let's just read this to you. Wild heart refers to a woman who is independent, strong-willed, and unapologetically herself. It celebrates a spirit that embraces adventure and freedom, embracing opportunities to grow inner strength, and having the courage to set healthy boundaries and to stand up for oneself. And of course, that is the theme for our class today, having courage to say no, to step back, to set boundaries. And you might think, how do we do that through a 40-minute movement class? I'll explain briefly. So the back line of the body, we call it the superficial backline, the muscles and the fascia that connect you from the underside of the feet all the way up at the back of the body, is having a strong, adaptable backline is closely associated with having backbone, basically, having courage. So courage is from the French word le coeur, and it means it's from the heart in Latin. So courage takes vulnerability. So to offer an apology takes courage, but it also takes courage to say no, to let go of things. And then as women, as that is our theme, we are often here connecting each other, holding, supporting, embracing, often with the arms in front, making things happen. And after a while, that might start to look a little bit like protection. The front arm line, so the muscles and the fascia and the front of the arm to the chest is very closely connected with protection, protecting our heart, protecting ourselves. So during this class, I'll offer you a few things to help release tension in the front of the arms and around the chest. And then when the back arm line, so when the muscles of the back arm lines engage, we create physical space. We can set boundaries. So during the class, we will focus on strengthening the back arm lines. And that will give you a taste. Of course, we don't only have a short time, so this is recorded. You can do the class again and again and see if that starts to make sense to you, if you include those things in a regular practice. I have the 2 soft massage balls here. You don't need them. You can do the whole class without them, but I highly recommend investing. It's life-changing, these massage balls. So let's just arrive. Feel your feet on the floor, how they make contact. Our feet ground us in the here and the now. And then sense how your spine, your body is lengthening up towards the ceiling. Notice how your shoulders, how your arms are hanging. Are your palms making a fist? Are the arms straight? Not a fist, but sense what's happening. And then let's start to bring our awareness to the breath. And as you breathe in, observe the rib cage move, that expansion through the chest. The softness as you breathe out. With your next out breath, take the arms forward and up, an arm arc. With the in-breath, you circle the arms down. Out breath, the arms float. In breath, you have that width, that support through your ribs as you circle the arms down. We're going to go 2 more here. And then the next time you take the arms out to the side and up, and you lift your heart, you arch your upper back, and then circle the arms down and soften the ribs, look straight ahead. I'll show you sideways, you can stay as you are. In breath to lift. How much lift do you have available at the start of this day? Or do you feel any restrictions? We're just taking stock at the start of class. After this next one, the arms are going to stay relaxed. You're going to start a roll down, nod, curl, roll the spine down. Keep your hips upright for as long as possible. Halfway, you pause for a breath in. You check in with the back of the body. How adaptable is it feeling at the moment?
If you're feeling some restrictions, it can be helpful to bend the knees. We go all the way to the floor, bring the hands to the floor, let the head and neck just relax as you bend your knees and extend your legs. Leg press for 2 more. And then keep the legs extended, re-engage from your center, and then roll your spine up until you just arrive in an easeful, upright posture. Again, checking in with your feet and how well grounded they feel on the floor. And then we'll check in afterwards. So if you have the massage balls, step with your heels on them. The toes are spread wide to help with balance. And if you don't have the balls, you just feel the connection of your heels to the floor. If you have the balls, even without them, can you start to bounce? So with the balls, of course, they facilitate the bounce. If you don't have them, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. And feel how this vibration travels up your body. And if there's areas of tension, maybe you can breathe into that area and see if you might release something. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a side bend, maybe shake that arm, shake all that unwanted thoughts of feeling guilty about something or not feeling good enough or whatever it is, the storyline we can sometimes get into. See if you can just drop that out. This is your time. And over to the other side. And then coming back into the center, we'll bounce a few more times here. And then I want you to just release your heels on the walls or into the floor. Melt as if they could melt deeper. Feel your spine lengthening up. Be the tallest version of you as you come back into an arm arc and an arm circle. The out breath, take the arms up. The in breath circles the arm down. As we move our arms, we are engaging our deep back extensors. They are segmentally stabilizing the spine. You don't even have to think out of it because you're keeping your spine upright. That didn't work. I thought you'd see my hands if I move back. So deep back extensors segmentally stabilizing against the unwanted spine extension while we move the arms. Deep core stability. And then we're going to add into this movement. So the arms are going to go up, that stays the same. But then you add an active forward fold. You circle the arms back. You can turn the palms up to the ceiling so your back is as straight as possible. I've bent my knees slightly to help me achieve that. You come to upright and you take the arms overhead. And then an active forward fold, circle the arms down. Keep going there. I'm just going to change my position on the mat so you have a different view. As we go into an active forward fold, we're changing our relationship to gravity, of course. Your more superficial back extensors are now supporting the deeper ones we were talking about before. So we're working on having backbone, literally. We're going to go for 2 more here. Of course, if you have the balls there, that's also challenging your balance. The next time you will stay in your active forward fold. So either the heels are grounded in the floor or onto the balls. Your back is straight. You're going to take your arms out to the side, forward overhead. The palms will face one another and you sit your bum a little bit lower. And then circle the arms back and extend the legs. Arms out to the side, forward, the bum goes back, so knees bent more. Arms back, extend the legs. So working on the endurance strength of your back extensor muscles. Neck is part of that, so make sure your gaze is to the floor, not looking forward. And we'll go 1 more here. The next time the legs are extended, let the arms drop towards the floor. Lift your tummy up, so flex the spine. Maybe you roll a little bit further towards the floor. Feel this opening in the lower back as you breathe in. And then start to roll your spine upright until you arrive. Easeful upright posture.
Look at a spot straight ahead. Trust that the floor will be behind you as you roll one foot back over the ball. Land the heel down the front of the foot on the ball. And then try that other side. So you're standing with the 4 feet on the ball. You're bringing length to this lowest structures of your superficial back line. Maybe you feel something on the underside of the feet, across the heel and into the calves. Maybe you can lean forward ever so slightly and back. And notice how there's a little bit more tension in the back of the body as you lean forward and release. Of course, when I talk about tension during this class, it's about fascial tension. When you've done this last one, step your feet off the ball and get a sense for how your feet make contact to the floor. Has it changed? Do you feel more grounded? Take your arms up, an arm arc and an arm circle. Circle the arms out to the side, lift the heart, arch the back. Take the arms down. Let's go into a roll down. Halfway pause for a breath in. And then all the way down, hands to the floor. The body folds forward as you bend and extend your legs. And we'll go 2 more times here. And then before you come up, if you have a ball, you pick it up with your left hand and you roll your spine up until you just arrive upright, shoulders back at ease. The ball is in your left hand at the moment. You can do an arm arc here and an arm circle and just tune into the chest, the shoulders, and then we'll do a little massage here. You can absolutely use your hand for this if you don't have the balls. So that ball is going to go to your sternum, anywhere where you have bone. With the hand, I'm pushing into the ball and I'm creating little circles here. You could just do that with your fingertips, massaging in this area. Of course, deep to where the fingers are would be the heart. Microphone's in the way. Let's take that up a bit. And you're in charge. You apply, if you have the ball there, how much pressure is completely up to you. It should definitely not feel like a sharp pain, no discomfort. And then we're going to massage up towards the head of the humerus. So you're going to press into the ball. Again, you apply that pressure, roll the ball up to the head of the humerus, lift up with the hand and back in that same direction. So with the left hand, you're massaging up to the right shoulder, arm bone. In contact, we have our pectoralis, our chest muscles, that sometimes can become very tight and certainly plays a role in closing off the front here. If it's just the fingers, of course, with the fingertips, with the hand, you're massaging in that direction, trying to keep the arm that's being massaged as relaxed as possible. And then when you've done this last one, the ball's still in the left hand, release the arms. Maybe you already feel a difference between the left and the right side. Let's take an arm arc and an arm circle. Tune into the differences you're feeling, if so. Your right arm reaches out to the side and up. You come into a long side bend. The hand that is against the thigh is open, either against the thigh or against the ball. You're in the longest side bend, that top arm reaching up. As you breathe in, maybe there's a bit more space, a bit more length, and as a result, you're rolling the ball down your thigh if you have one. I'm not making this happen. I'm allowing it to happen. How good are you at allowing things to happen? Me, not very well. 2 more generous breaths here. And then maintain this side bend. Feel the top ear reaching to the ceiling and start to initiate with that top arm reaching away from you. The arm pulls the spine over, a domino motion. Soften the tissue you've tensioned and come back to upright. Take the arms up overhead. And now we're going to do something for fun. A double knee bend and an arm
pendulum, man, ball in the other hand. Double knee bend arm, pendulum. You swap the ball into the other hand every time the arms are overhead. A little bit of coordination. But of course, we also need a bit of fun in our life. This could be a small start towards that. So the key here is to finish with the ball in the other hand. So the next time the ball is in your right hand, keep it there, bring the arms back down. And then we massage on this side. So find your sternum anywhere where is comfortable for you on that bone. And you massage. I'll come a little bit closer. And then we go up to the head of the humerus. Try and relax this left arm completely. Pressing into the ball or the fingers, pressing up to the head of the humerus, and then just lifting the hand up. So we're lengthening the tissue in the opposite direction of where they would be if they were tight. Put 2 more here. And then just release the arms, tune into the body, the different sensations you might or might not be feeling. Take the arms into an arm arc and an arm circle. Maybe there's already a little bit of a softness through the front of the body. The left arm up, reaching up and over into a long side bend, but keep the feet firmly grounded on the floor, evenly weight bearing. Observe your breath. And maybe that in-breath gives you more length, gives you more width. As you breathe in, there might be a rolling of the ball down the thigh. I'm exaggerating it so you can see something. The palm at the top is facing downwards and the arm is straight to help us tension this tissue in the side body. So when we tension the tissue, we're squeezing fluid out. 1 more breath here. And then keep that side bend in your spine, but the arms start to move away from you. You start to soften the tissue that was tensioned, and that has a hydrating quality on the soft tissue. Come back to the center. Back to a bit of fun. Take the arms forward. The arms full double knee bend. Swap the ball to the other hand. Let's go for 3 more here. And when you've done the last one, bring the arms down. Feel that you can lengthen the spine a little bit more. And then nod, curl, roll the spine down. Halfway you pause for a breath in. You feel the lower back. Has anything shifted since we've started? And then go all the way down. Once you're at the bottom, you're going to put that ball down, balls away from you. Bend the knees deeply, keep the heels down, extend the legs. 2 more here. And then when you've done the last one, we re-engage from the center and you bring your spine into an easeful, upright posture. I'm going to stand at the top of my mat there. Once I bring the camera down a little bit, up and down, up and down. We're going to come down into 4-point kneeling. The feet start hip distance and parallel, where we started in the beginning, with the arms out to the side and up. Lift the heart. If anything has changed, notice it. Circle the arms down. In breath as we lift the heart and circle the arms down. On the last one, the next time, the arms come down and you roll your spine down. You let the arms just relax. You let the head feel relaxed and heavy. And once the hands are on the floor, you bend the knees deeply. You step 1 leg back, other leg back. We're in a downward facing dog. I call it an inverted V, so upside down V. Push into the hands to shift your bum back. The heels are reaching to the floor and the bum is reaching up. Can you stay here for 1 more breath? And then can you curl your pubic bone up to your belly button? And the spine is doing this wave-like motion forward to bring you out into a plank. Same thing as front support. In your plank, stay for a moment. Feel the strength at the back of your body. The hands pull apart slightly. Head forward, heels back. And then lower the knees down. Relax the tops of the feet and come into a normal 4-point kneeling position. So your hands in line with your shoulders, your knees in line with your hips. You're looking down at the floor. And now I want you to pull the hands in towards one another. Do you notice there's a tightness in the chest when you do that? That tends to happen when we're constantly having the arms in front of the body. Now pull the hands apart as if you could stretch the mat. There's not much movement there, but do you notice how that shifts the attention to the shoulders, your scapular stabilizers, the back arm line supporting you here? You can do that one more time. Collapse inwards, pull towards the thumb side, chest. Pull outwards. You've shifted that support to the back of the shoulders. Let's keep that. So that slight outwards pull, and then you push forward and your body shifts back, and you pull and your body shifts forward. So the hands are not moving, but that bit of traction to the floor. Feel like the hands push forward, therefore you fold the hip, the knees back, keeping the back straight. Every time you travel forward, there's a little bit of a pulling apart, bringing strength and tone to the back arm lines. Now go to only 50% of what you've been doing, so maybe halfway. The back is straight, the hands pull apart, the hips are not going to move. You're going to slide your left leg back, and that straight left leg is going to lift and lower. We're going to lift it only to about hip height. The knees pointing down to the floor. The back of the body being strengthened from the underside of the foot, up the back of the leg, across the hip, the spine, even the neck extensors holding the head up against gravity, being toned. We said the back line linked to having backbone, or having your back, having your own back. 3 more here. The next time you keep that leg up, you shift your weight forward over the wrist. We feel that work in the back of the body. That's all good. And then you're going to pull that left leg across. So we adduct the leg. It's a small movement. And back to parallel. Pull it across towards the other side. And back to parallel. 3 more here. Your adductors, your inner thigh muscles creating the work. They're part of the deep front line, your body-wide core. When you've done this last one, lower the leg down, semicircle that leg out to the side. It's called a folded gate pose. If I turn, maybe you can see. So the leg out to the side, my toes are pointing forward. Yours could do whatever feels comfortable in your hip. Check your right thigh is parallel to the floor. Hands pull apart. The spine is long. There's activity in the back of the body. Maybe like me, you're already feeling your inner thigh muscles, your adductors. And we're going to shift backwards and forwards, and certainly they're going to talk to you a lot more. These adductors have a direct pathway into our pelvic floor. Both of them, I said earlier, part of our body-wide core. Our body-wide core is also associated with our sense of self, our inner being. 2 more here. Stay shifted forward. Take your left arm out to shoulder height. Then you're going to turn your heart towards the left. So your upper spine is rotating. You're looking up at that arm. With the bottom arm, you're pressing into the floor. With the top arm, you're reaching up. You're creating a boundary. De-rotate. Bring that arm back to shoulder height. Look towards the floor. We turn the chest, turn the heart, lift the arm up. Your next breath in, maybe you can turn a little bit higher and then come back down to parallel. Let's do that one more time. This time staying up. Feel that there's length in your spine. Your supporting shoulder, your right arm bone, definitely not poking forward. And then we're adding on.
You shift back, you circle the top arm back, and then bring that arm down, turn the chest towards the floor. We're going to take an in-breath to go back, an out-breath, more dynamic on the way forward. For 3 more here. When you've done that last one, you bring the hand to the floor. You semicircle this leg back and you back into 4-point kneeling. Curl into cat. So flex the spine, look through your thighs. Sit back, angry cat. Strongly engage from your center to allow the opening through the lower back. Now fold at the hips. Bring length in your spine. Look to hands, shift forward. Whole cat. Sit back, angry cat, breathe in. Center pelvis, elongate spine, shift forward. 2 more here. Tune into the different sensations you might be feeling between the 2 sides. Maybe there's more space or warmth, length. Maybe you're not sure. That's okay too. When you've done this last one and you're back in 4-point kneeling, let's play around again with collapsing the hands inwards towards the thumb and notice what that does. Feel the chest. Now pull apart, feel maybe a little bit more weight on the little finger side. Notice the shoulder blades, around the shoulder blades, the back of the arm more engaged. And then we're back to our shifting backwards and forwards. It's as if the hands are pushing you back and pulling you forward. And then the next time, you just go halfway of what you've been doing. The back of the body is engaged. You have stability in your left hip as you slide your right leg out and lift that leg up. And then that straight right leg is going to lift and lower. You're keeping your body in the center. The back of the head stays the highest point. Strengthening for the back of the body from the underside of the foot. Across the back of the hip, the spine, the neck. We go for 3 more, pulling outwards onto the hands evenly, supported by the shoulders, your back arm lines being strengthened. And then you keep that leg up. You're going to adduct, bring it across and back to parallel. The spine and the hips don't move, it's just those inner thighs. And when you've done this last one, you lower that leg, you semicircle it out to the side into your folded gate pose. Wherever you're pointing the toe, the outside of the foot is rolling down, so the inner foot arch is lifted. And then we start to shift backwards and forwards, maintaining as much length in the spine as possible. Two more here. And when you've done the last one, you stay shifted forward. We take the right arm out to shoulder height. At the moment, you're still parallel to the floor. And then you start to turn your chest. So you're turning around the supporting shoulder, opening your heart, chest to the right. In breath, you see if you can turn a little bit more to the ceiling. And then the out breath releases you back to parallel the arm directly out to the side. Opening, breathing in, making more space between the arms, opening through the heart center. And then the last time you stay up there. We're going to shift back, circle the arm back. The arm brushes the thigh, comes to the floor, and you continue that arm circle. You take your time on the in-breath as the arm goes back. Out breath might be a bit more dynamic. Make this the last one. And then bring the hand down to the floor. Semicircle that leg back. So you're back in a 4-point kneeling.
Let's curl back into cat, feeling the length and the opening through the back of the body. Sit halfway back, breathe in, feeling that space, maybe a little bit of stretch tension in the lower back. Center the pelvis, elongate the spine, and shift forward. Let's keep going here. 2 more in your own time. And then the last one, if it's suitable in your body, you can sit all the way into a child's pose, or you could lie on your back and hold your knees. Have your arms wherever feel comfortable. Bring your awareness to your breath as if you could widen your lowest rib with every in-breath. Not just one, both of them. And then you roll yourself up into a low kneeling position. And then we're going to come onto our backs. If you have the massage balls there, lucky you. If not, don't worry, you can do all of it without them. So the massage balls, and they need to be soft, hey? Those really spiky ones don't work well here. We're going to have them in the upper back. So it's between the shoulder blades and the spine, basically, where you think you might end up. And then you can bring yourself down onto them. The knees are going to be bent, feet more or less hip distance. If you're on the balls, of course, that means you've arched your back. So you're in a passive spine extension. If you're not on the balls, you just feel the sensation of the floor in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Sometimes when we're lying on the balls, the neck drops a little bit far back. So do underlay your head. You can fold the mat a few times. I have a functional ponytail. And just bring your awareness to the breath. Allow the ribs to open out to the sides, up to the ceiling, back towards the floor or the balls. The heart space in an open position towards the ceiling. And then we're going to reach our arms up to the ceiling. The palms face one another. Give yourself at least a shoulder distance apart so you have width, length in your pectoralis muscles to a degree. You're going to reach the right arm up. The left comes a little bit lower. And then swap. Left goes up, right comes down. The movement is the shoulder blades that are gliding over the back of the ribs. The arms are straight. An area where many of us carry a lot of tension. So certainly having the balls there are going to massage into that tightness, give you some hydration back into the tissue, some responsiveness. Even if you're just doing the movement without the balls, you're bringing movement to this area that's often neglected. Two more to each side. Try to keep the hips and the knees stable so they're not moving. And then when you feel more or less even, let's reach the arms back, circle them down to the side, and then circle them back and reverse arc. Let's do that one more time. An arc followed by a circle down to the waist, and then a reverse circle, a reverse arc. Bring the hands behind the head, support the back of the head, do a little nod of your chin towards the chest, and then start to curl up. So the upper back away from the floor. If you're on the balls, you'll still be in contact with the floor. You're in a curled up position. The bum feels heavy. On your in-breath, close the elbows towards one another. On the out-breath, they open. So your elbows like butterfly wings, closing and opening. As you close, there's a little bit more stretch tension in the upper back. As you open, there's a softening. When you've done this last one, keep the elbows forward, arch back over the balls, release the head, open the elbows wide. Now you could do that one more time if you don't have the balls. If you do have balls, move with me. We do one spine massage. You lift your elbows up, you nod, you curl up. You stand down into the feet, you lift your hips, you drag the balls down to your lowest ribs, and then you drag the balls up, 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 massaging the side of the spine until they pop out above your shoulders. You might need to reposition them with the hands. So they're now squeezing into the tops of the shoulders here. And we all just lying in a supine position, the back of the sacrum heavy, shoulders heavy, the head heavy. Reach your arms back up to the ceiling, arc them over to the floor behind you, and then lift them up to the ceiling. So if you have the balls there, they're applying a little bit of pressure here. Again, an area that could be tight and held, releasing tension. When you've done this last one, you take the balls out. If you have balls, so let's all do a couple of pelvic curls. So the pubic bone curls towards the belly button, your lower back will imprint into the mat, and then you release back into the natural curves. And then the next time you go into a pelvic curl, you start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, the spine peels away from the floor, all the way into a shoulder bridge position. If you have balls, you're going to position them underneath the sacrum. So when you next come down, you're arriving with your sacrum on those massage balls. Keep the hips heavy. If you're using balls, it's very important they are of an even size when we do this movement. So they want the hip bones, feel with your hands, hip bones are level. So either bum on the floor or on massage balls that are evenly sized. And then you go back to your pelvic curls. We're massaging this area, or simply moving the area, becoming aware of the back of the sacrum, aware of the movement the pelvis translates into the lower back. And then can you find somewhere where you just feel those natural curves? So we tend to engage the tummy muscles when we curl back. We tend to engage the back extensors as we arch. Can you find somewhere where you have ease between the front and the back, and you're just in that natural curvature of the spine? Maintain that as you float your left leg up. The leg is 90 degrees. The knee is above the femur, directly above. And as you keep that 90-degree angle and you lower the leg down, notice how there's deep core stability to prevent you from arching your back more. So the foot's going to land a little bit further. We peel the other foot away from the floor. We organize the leg 90 degrees. Pause for a breath in. And then as you lower that leg, notice that deep core work happening as much as you need to, but as little as possible. And when the foot arrives, can you let go? Engage as much as you need to, as little as possible, to keep centeredness as you float the other leg up. Step down. And then when you don't need all that work, can you let go? Keep going here. So it's like a little bit like a dimmer switch. And it is so super subtle. Our central core embedded within our deep core, supporting us on so many things in our everyday life. Not just physically, but I believe on a much deeper level as well. We're going to go one more to each side. Of course, this is a short class, but if you want, and you do it again, you can pause and do things longer that feel good in your body. Once both the feet are to the floor, move the feet back towards the seat, and then curl the pelvis back. Lift those hips up towards the ceiling, back into a shoulder bridge position. Remove the balls if you had them there. And then articulate. Move your spine down one vertebra after the other and arrive. How does it feel? The back of the sacrum we've massaged, the back of the shoulders. And now we're going to do the back of the head. So if you have a soft massage ball, place that underneath the skull, right at the base of the skull. Allow the head to relax. We can all close our eyes now. Either you're feeling the support from the floor or the support from the ball. And then you can maybe draw with your nose an infinity sign on the ceiling. So let the head just roll around in a very relaxed manner. If you have the ball there, very much massaging the scalp fascia, part of the back line of the body. And certainly hold a lot of tension, that when we move the scalp fascia through massage with the fingertips, whether you have the ball or the floor, it can help us to release tension here. But it also helps to calm the nervous system. So it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. And that always helps us to make clear choices for ourselves when we're in a calmer place. Can you reverse the thing you're doing, whether it's a circle or infinity sign? If you have the ball, make sure it stays the head, not the neck. Relaxing the jaw. Surrendering to the floor and to the ball. And then just take the ball out. Feel the support from the floor. And keeping your eyes closed as you turn your head, a generous rotation left to right, feeling the hair almost slide along the floor. And then you are going to turn your whole body over to one side, a side that feels comfortable to you. Stay there for a moment. Sense how you feel in the body and in the mind for having taken this time for yourself. And then you can start to blink the eyes open. Soft stare to the floor. Use your arms to help press you up into a seated position and find a seat that feels comfortable to you. Could be on a chair as well. I'm going to sit in a long frog. The seat down into the floor, the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Feel the length, feel your backbone. Take your arms up and circle the arms down. Get a bit more length through the spine. Taking the arms up and circle them down. The next time your arms stay up, you do a spiraling twist to one side, lower the arms to shoulder height, look to back hand, turn forward, arms overhead, in-breath, spiraling twist to the other side. Lift back to upright, lift your heart open through the front of the body. And then take the arms out to the side, spread the fingers, your palms are facing forward. Engage the back of the arms a little bit more to take your arms further back, might feel like a stretch at the front. And then curl into yourself, bring the arms forward, the spine curls back. We go one more time. The arm lifts, the heart lifts. We often give out. That's a wonderful thing of being a female. Open the arms, have the courage to create boundaries so you can nurture yourself. Return inward, nourish from deep inside, so you able lift up to give out more generously. I'm going to finish with a poem, my favorite poem that I always share on Women's Day. It's from Kelly Rowe. Wild women are an unexplainable spark of life. They ooze freedom and seek awareness. They belong to nobody but themselves, yet give a piece of who they are to everyone they meet. If you have met one, hold on to her. She'll allow you into her chaos, but she'll also show you her magic. Now go, spread that magic. Thank you so much for joining me.